Hi, it's Makaylah Rogers here of MindShift.money, and I am here to share with you, we're going to go time traveling back into a time travel machine and go back to the moment when I first chose my freedom number. I want to share with you guys kind of like a backstage, past kind of behind the scenes story of the first time I chose my freedom number and what that was like for me. So, before I can share with you my freedom number, I need to first share with you why the heck I couldn't choose my freedom number for so long, or more to the point, why I chose my freedom number and chose a so unattainable freedom number for where I was at in that point in time. So, your freedom number is the number that you need coming in every single month, the amount of money that you need coming in every month to be able to pay for your expenses, put the roof over your head, food on the table, and essentially cover your expenses for the month. If you have money coming into your bank account that hits your bank account that you haven't exchanged your time, effort, or energy for, and it covers your monthly expenses and your lifestyle for the month, that's freedom. That's the point that comes where you now no longer have to go to work in the same job. You now have choice available to you to know that when you get up in the morning, all your expenses for the month are covered, and you can decide exactly what you want to be doing with your time, knowing that your survival, your basic needs and wants are actually met. That is the type of freedom that I wanted so badly. However, what had happened for me is I had this illusion in my mind from society and different kind of business ventures that I was in and circles that I was in at the time that had me understand and had painted this picture, I guess, yeah, it's better to say they painted this picture of what freedom was for me that now I am referring to as fantasy freedom. So over here we have fantasy freedom. Let's talk about what fantasy freedom is and why it was so hard for me to attain and essentially had me tripping up month after month, feeling like I was never getting ahead and never getting closer to freedom, which inevitably made me feel more guilty and like I wasn't, I just wasn't good enough or something and I wasn't making any progress towards freedom is probably more to the point. So fantasy freedom is this. It is fast cars, private jets, private chefs. It is being able to travel on your own private jet plane whenever you want to and be able to buy all of the most expensive clothes and dresses and suits and little bow ties and whatever else that you want. And it's all of the pictures that you see where someone is driving this really fast car or is in this amazing suit with this amazing watch that they spent thousands of dollars on, and there's a caption at the bottom or a hashtag that says freedom. That is not freedom. Freedom is more of the photos that you see where they're kind of doing what the heck they want, taking a selfie of themselves. And behind the scenes, it's not the photo itself, it's behind the scenes knowing that that person chose to do that in that exact moment without having to think about money, and that they don't think about money during the day, during the week, during the month, during the year. They know that their lifestyle, their basic expenses and wants are completely covered, and they now have the choice to take a selfie without having money on their mind ever. It's not taking a selfie being like, check out my awesome suit or my fast car or this or that. And it's this illusion because actually they have debts up to their ears and they're working their butts off. I'm trying to use good language in this video. So that is the illusion, and I had that in my mind, and I was chasing it, and I had my fantasy freedom number was $25,000 a month. I thought, if I just have $25,000 a month coming in, I'm free. What was that number, $25,000 a month, based on? Thin air, like absolutely nothing. It was based on the amount that I thought I needed to maybe hire a private jet here or there, or to have a private chef come in here or there, or to have this abundance and excess, really, in that time. Now, that is not to say that I don't at some point in my life want to live a fantasy freedom lifestyle and have $25,000 or more coming in a month. But the point here is that it's not actually needed. What is needed is to cover my baseline expenses, and then I'm free. And then I have the choice of whether to go beyond that or whether to just live at that freedom amount right there. We've referred to it in some programs and conversations and articles as the Beyonce number instead of the freedom number. The Beyonce number would be $25,000 a month. Now, the thing that happened for me is that it was when I met Tony, I had this realization of, well, hold on a second. If my expenses are, at the time, they were about $3,000 a month, maybe $4,000. If my expenses are, say, $4,000 a month, Are you saying all I need is $4,000 a month coming in without me paying for it and then I'm free? Like, I suddenly had this vision of $4,000 a month going, surely that is completely easy. Like $4,000 a month is not a ton of money that I need coming in. It's like I'm working X many hours for that right now. How about I work no hours for that and have that money coming in? So it started to feel like it could happen tomorrow. It started to feel like this really attainable thing that I wasn't just chasing, and I didn't have this illusion and fantasy in my head of like, someday I will reach my freedom. No, it was like, wait a second, if I just have this much, then that equals like this much converting, I don't know, say 6%, or I invest this much money, it converts at 6%, that equals $4,000 a month coming in. I suddenly had a number that was attainable that I could actually reach, and I could see it right in front of me. The problem with the fantasy freedom, I find, is that it's sabotaging. If you're not at the point in your life where you can actually see that that amount is coming in, like your self-worth and your alignment and your energy meets that amount coming in, you're not going to meet it. And for me, $4,000 a month coming in, I just felt like, holy, like, well, I'm making that much now, working for it, you know, making that much, exchanging my time, effort, energy for that amount to come into my bank account. Now all I have to do is have that amount coming in without my time, effort, or energy. And it felt completely attainable because I knew what it was like to live at $4,000 a month. I knew that reality, and now I just needed it to come in without me working for it. And it was this huge aha moment for me when I realized that what my expenses were, well, if I have that much coming in without my time, effort, and energy, I am free. And now I'm calling that the keeping it real freedom. Because it's about keeping it real, like actually being like, how much do I need coming in to be free? How much do I need coming into my bank account to cover my basic expenses? Once that comes in without your time, effort, and energy, you have choice, you have freedom. You don't need $25,000 a month or a private jet plane or a private chef. That's abundance, that's more than enough. That's what you go for in the Beyonce lifestyle after. The point to attain and to achieve and to be striving for right now is your freedom number. That base amount that you need coming in. And Tony often talks about the fact that, well, your expenses right now, say they might be $8,000 a month with kids and a mortgage and different things like that. Maybe by the time that you reach freedom, if you set your timeline to be 5, 10 years, 15 years from now, maybe at that point your house is paid off and the kids are off at college or have moved out of home or something. So your number may be less than that. So by the time you reach freedom, it might be less. For me, I was the opposite. I was at $4,000 a month. I then moved to Canada. I now have a lifestyle where I live in the mountains. We have 2 homes, a home and an office that we're paying for. And we also go skiing and snowboarding and hiking. We do all these different adventures. So what I did is I actually changed my lifestyle. That did not move my freedom number down. It actually moved it up. So now I'm looking at a freedom number of like $6,000 a month or somewhere around that. So you have to be flexible, knowing and being really clear on what your freedom actually is. Realize right now it might be $4,000, and as you're changing and make sure to keep track along the way. But yeah, there you go. You went into the time portal with Makaylah, and we went back and we had an experience of my fantasy freedom world that I was living in and how I was brought back to earth, and I am now keeping it real. And I would encourage you to have a look at, are you living a fantasy freedom where you think it's unattainable, or have you grounded back to earth and consider what is your keeping it real freedom number. Yeah, I encourage you, and please, if you're inside the community, come and share with me in the community if you had any ahas from this video, and also what your keeping it real freedom number is. And I will talk to you later.